Okay guys, welcome to PrimeTech Automotive YouTube channel with another video. In this video, I'll be replacing complete EGR assembly along with the EGR cooler and oil cooler due to fault codes P040100, which is exhaust gas recirculation insufficient flow, and P144000, which is EGR valve open circuit. So while I explain the video process, and I'll be explaining on this video what's the EGR do with this car, you can see the process of accessing to the EGR. So before starting in repairs, I carried out full diagnostic scan on this. The fault code is pointed to an EGR system issue. So I inspected the EGR cooler and found carbon buildup inside the cooler, which can restrict the exhaust gas flow. On the top of that, the open circuit fault indicates internal electrical failure in the EGR valve itself. Because of this, I thought maybe cleaning is not enough. It's not going to be a reliable fix. So I decided to replace the complete EGR assembly with the cooler. While the process goes on, guys, if you can see, I replaced the front bumper bar because the accessing is not easy. It's behind the radiator. There's no way of accessing to the EGR without removing these components. So as you can see now, I'm just removing the radiator support, EGR, the radiator, condenser, intercooler, like everything. So while the video is going through, I'll explain what's the EGR valve and what it does. So simple explanation is it is exhaust gas recirculation valve. It's designed to reduce NOx, which is nitrogen oxide, emission by redirecting a small amount of exhaust gas back into the intake system. This lowers combustion temperatures and improves emissions. The EGR cooler cools those exhaust gases before they re-enter the engine, making the system more efficient and preventing excessive heat from entering to the intake. So when the EGR system becomes blocked with carbon, or when the valve is failed electrically, it can cause running rough issues, poor fuel economy, increase emissions, and trigger fault codes like this on this car. So onto the removal process. As you saw, to access the EGR valve on this vehicle, there is no direct access from the top of side of the engine. The only way to reach that properly is from the front of the vehicle. This means, as you saw earlier, the front bumper, intercooler, crash bar, AC condenser, and radiator had to be removed. So once the front components were removed, I finally had clear access to the EGR assembly, as you saw now on this video. From there, I disconnect the electrical connectors and coolant lines and the mounting bolts and carefully remove all EGR valve and the cooler assembly out from the engine. One big advice, as I'm giving you on all the videos, when you're carrying out repairs on, especially on Europe cars, guys, plastics, rubber hoses, like they are very brittle, so carefully remove and assemble. I broke one of the pipes on this while I do the job. I had to keep the van for like 2 days out of the road to get the parts back. Or as you can see now, it's pretty much nearly to be removed and come out. And also all the clamps, if you have doubted with the clamps, replace them. Do not reuse them because it's not easy job. If you have a coolant leak or oil leak or anything, you are removing all the components again because there is no access to this. And the other way on this EGR cooler is along with the oil cooler as well, where the oil filter goes. So the bad boy is out. That's the EGR cooler, guys. So I checked the pricing with the aftermarket EGR cooler and the genuine Volkswagen part. There's no big difference. There was like $110 difference. So customer has agreed to get a genuine EGR cooler. That's what it is. So now, as you see, the EGR assembly and cooler is getting installed. Making sure all seals, gaskets and connections were correctly fitted and talk to the specifications. After reinstalling the radiator, condenser, intercooler, crash bar and front bumper, I refilled and blend the cooling system as required. Of course, I had to regas the AC system as well. I'm not going to go each and every step from now on, like, what to install and what not to. So the procedure, how you remove and you need to install back together. Do not miss any steps, because if you need to get a proper job finished, so you need to follow it. So what you can see in this video, if you follow through, all the steps are there. But as I always say, if you are not a mechanic, if you don't know how to work on these cars, just get qualified mechanic to work on. Once I finish everything, one of my guys helped to finish the car quickly, so we all work together as a team. So if once everything done, finally I erased all fault codes, carried out full system test. So there was no warning lights return. Live data showed correct EGR operation as well, and the vehicle was road tested with everything working perfectly. So if you are dealing with EGR related fault codes, especially open circuit or insufficient flow issues, I know people just carbon clean the EGR, but I don't recommend, guys. Replacing complete assembly is often the most reliable long-term solution that I can suggest. Lastly, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps with your repairs and diagnosis. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. That's a big help. If you found this video helpful, drop us a comment. Thanks again.